So a lot of times, what happens when you're training dogs is you focus too much on the the obvious parts. Teaching the dog how to sit, teaching the dog how to down, teaching it how to roll over, how to shake, teaching it how to bark. These are the things that, as a new dog owner, an inspiring dog trainer, these are the things that are the obvious, because you think, if I can teach my dog how to sit, how to down, then I'm teaching it how to behave. Well, not necessarily. You see a lot of dogs out there that know all this advanced obedience. They can sit, they can down for a long distance, this and that, but you still have them running into difficulties in their daily life. Like the dog isn't able to sit still. The dog can't just chill in the house and relax. The dog keeps whining. The dog keeps on grabbing things, grabbing food in the kitchen counter. It's like, why is my dog doing all this? I teach my dog commands, but you guys are missing. There's one important thing that you guys are missing, and that's the walk of daily life. You know, in order for your dogs to understand how to live with you, you need to take your dog along for the ride. It really just can't be a 5-minute training session and then off you go, little puppy. That's why some of the best dogs are the ones that live on the street with their owners, because they're living life. They're living the life that their owner is providing them. Every owner has a different life. You and I have a different life. We have the same dog. We have the same personality. We have the same temperament. Let's just say we have the same exact dog. It doesn't matter, because you and I, our lives are different. Your house is different than my house. You may live in the countryside. I might live downtown of a busy city. So training and life is different all across the board. So yeah, teach the dog sit, teach the dog eye contact, teach it down, teach it whatever you want. Roll over, play dead, jump, bark, all that stuff is cool. But you need to take the dog and walk it through your life. You need to take that extra hour of time, even though you know it's going to be a pain in the ass and the dog's going to create so much chaos and stress. You need to take that time and spend it with your dog and show your dog your life. If you have a dream and if you have this fantasy of, man, I wish I could take my dog out to the park, tie him on a pole while I go play some basketball. Like, that's the life I want my dog to be in. I don't want my dog to be barking and whining the whole time I'm playing ball. How do I do that? Well, you got to bring your dog with you. Yeah, it's going to be annoying. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. The first couple sessions are not going to be easy. You're going to hate it. But don't give up. You need, man, it's a it's a living thing, and they're smart, but they just need a little bit of time. Give them the opportunity to learn how to ebb and flow with their life, because the dog doesn't isn't trying to piss you off. The dog wants to be with you, wants to vibe with you. It loves you. That's why we have dogs in our lives, because they coexist with us so well. They want to be with us. It's just we're having trouble expressing that and showing them, because we're thinking too much of a human, have a too much of a human mindset, and we're not dumbing it down on their level. So that's the missing key. Just take your dog with you and show it life. Have patience, lower your expectation, put your phone down, and just walk the streets with your dog. Give your dog a chance to understand the vibration and the energy that you have and that you want from your dog. Don't be so hard on your dog. Have empathy. If your dog acts up, try to understand why it's acting up. Why are you doing this? Try not to be so selfish, and try not to be so concerned about what other people think. Like, oh man, look at that guy with this dog. That dog is is annoying. He's barking. He's not listening to the owner. Man, what a sucky owner that guy must be. Forget about all these thoughts that you're thinking about. Throw them away, because you know what? At the end of the day, it's you and your dog against the world. You guys are a team, and you need to be there for them. And you need to shut off all the voices in your head that's telling you, don't do this, don't do that, because it's embarrassing. People are going to look at you this way. Who cares about that? Once you get past that and you're really in the zone with your dog, things will change. But you have to have that mindset of really going out in the world with your dog and advocating for them, and just showing your dog, like, hey, no matter what happens, I got your back. This is what we're going to do. Hey, if it doesn't go so well, it's all good. At least we try. We're out here doing something, right? So there's a balance of everything, but it first starts with us, and we have to be confident in what we're doing. We have to be happy, and we have to be prideful of our dog. We have to want to show our dog off and be okay with all the imperfections that go on. Because you know what? So what? It's not about you. It's, this is my life. This is my dog. This is what I want to do. That's the kind of mentality we have to have when we go out there with our dogs that are disobedient to the society that we live in. Once you can get past that, then you can start really connecting with your dog and showing your dog and having that trust, because now you're connected. Now you're not worried about all the noises that's bugging you and telling you otherwise and deterring you to go off track. Dogs can feel it, they can sense it. Once you're 100% tapped in with them, you'll see the relationship change. You'll see them having eye contact with you. You'll see them trying to learn and understand what it is you want me to do in this crazy world that we live in. So continue to train, continue to do your obedience, Be mindful of the way you're tapping into the brain when you use food or when you use toys and all this stuff, because at the end of the day, it's the energy that you bring out towards them is what they're going to be listening to. So there's a certain amount of skill, but it's also understanding your dog, right? So you get all these information from your sources online. You try them out, but at the end of the day, you really got to be focused on the dog in front of you. Is the dog listening to me only because I have treats? Okay, well, let me do 4 reps of treats and then 1 rep without treat. Let's see how he responds. So do all that, but what's important is letting your dog experience life with you, the life that you want with your dog. So if you want your dog to behave in the house with you, you have to let your dog be in the house with you. But don't get mad when the dog does dog stuff. Don't get mad when the dog is using its nose, finds a piece of meat, follows it up to the kitchen table to a big platter of steak and eats it. It's being a dog, it's following its nose. You didn't do a good job of watching the dog and teaching the dog the rules and boundaries. So if you want a good companion that's going to be in the house, put the time in to teach the dog the rules, but doing it in a way where there's love and care into it. Love and care isn't just spoiling and spoiling, there's a balance. Correcting a dog and teaching it that's not supposed to do that is love. Because we love the dog so much that we would correct it, because if we don't, whatever it's doing could potentially kill that dog. So out of love, we might show anger, but it's really out of love because we love you. We want you to live longer. So this is what you need to do. And we're correcting you because you need to understand what's right and what's wrong. Have a good balance of obedience, fun, love, compassion, and correction, guidance. It's when I say correction, it's not like bad boy, it's guidance. Hey, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do this. And then take the extra time to show the dog. Teach the dog what no means. Teach the dog what leave it means. But also teach it what good means so that it knows when it's doing something good. It's real simple, you guys. Build a relationship with the dog so that the dog loves you and trusts you. And then teach it yes and no. And then you teach the dog all these things, and what it comes down to is the relationship, right? So if the dog knows all these things and the dog's still not listening to you, it's making a conscious decision whether to follow you or not, and that's based on how the dog feels about you. It's a relationship thing. That's why when people pay trainers thousands of dollars, the trainer can get the dog the way the owner wants it to be, but will that dog listen to the owner when it comes back? It's not a robot. Dogs are not robots. They got feelings, they have emotions, and they decide if they're going to listen to you depending on how you treat that dog, the relationship it has with you. So keep that in mind. Treat your dogs good, have a good heart, but be patient, have empathy. If you got a 6-month-old puppy, empathy is putting yourself in their position. So think of yourself as a 6-month-old puppy. And then ask yourself, was it proper for me to be mad at this dog? Or should I have had to kick back and relax a little bit because it's just a 6-month-old puppy? If you can put yourself in other people's position, other entities' position, and tap into their emotion and their state of mind for what age development they're in, then you'll have a better understanding of the kind of pressure you can put on them. So I just want to leave with that. If I'm hoping that this helps somebody that's in the puppy training stage where they find themselves frustrated because, you know, they wake up and they're motivated, they buy all these tools and they take the time to train their dog and aren't seeing the success that they want. I hope this video helps you and gives you a better understanding that it's okay. It's okay if things aren't going right, because that's how the world works. And we just have to ebb and flow and find ways around it. Keep trying to think outside the box, and that all comes from love within. Try not to let your emotions take over and try not to get mad so quickly, and just try to enjoy the process, enjoy the relationship that you have with this dog, because we're lucky to even have dogs. All right, you guys, well, have a good day. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop it down in the comment box below.